Imagine a world without paper. No books, no letters, no maps. The very fabric of our communication and record-keeping would be drastically different. It's hard to picture, isn't it? We take paper for granted, but it wasn't always around. We owe our paper-filled world to a man named Cai Lun, who lived in ancient China. Cai Lun was an official in the Han Dynasty, and his contribution to the world is nothing short of revolutionary. Around the year 105 AD, Cai Lun had a brilliant idea. He was inspired by the need for a more efficient and practical writing material. He took scraps of hemp, which were readily available and often discarded as waste. He also used bark, which was abundant, and old fishing nets, which were no longer useful for their original purpose. He mashed them into a pulp and spread it out to dry. This process was labor-intensive but ingenious, the result a thin, flat sheet that we now call paper. This new material was not only practical but also versatile. Cai Lun's invention changed the world. It revolutionized the way people recorded information and communicated. Before paper, people wrote on bamboo strips or silk. These materials were cumbersome and not very practical for everyday use. These materials were expensive and difficult to use. Bamboo strips were heavy and awkward, while silk was costly and reserved for the elite. Paper was much cheaper and easier to write on. It was lightweight, portable, and could be produced in large quantities. It made writing and knowledge accessible to more people. Education and literacy rates improved as a result. Cai Lun's papermaking technique spread throughout China. It became a cornerstone of Chinese culture and technology. It wasn't long before the Chinese were using paper for everything from books and scrolls to official documents and personal letters, and scrolls to lanterns and even clothing. The versatility of paper was truly remarkable. Paper became an essential part of Chinese culture. It was used in art, literature, and daily life, influencing countless aspects of society. The knowledge of papermaking eventually spread beyond China. Through trade and cultural exchanges, other civilizations learned this valuable skill. By the 8th century, papermaking had reached the Islamic world, and by the 12th century it had spread to Europe. Each culture adapted the technique to their own needs and resources. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century further revolutionized the use of paper. Books could be mass-produced, making knowledge even more accessible. Today, paper is an integral part of our daily lives. From newspapers and books to packaging and currency, its uses are endless. As we move towards a more sustainable future, the papermaking industry continues to innovate, finding ways to reduce waste and use renewable resources. So next time you pick up a piece of paper, remember the incredible journey it has taken from ancient China to your hands, all thanks to the ingenuity of Cai Lun. For centuries, the Chinese kept their papermaking secrets closely guarded. The art of transforming mulberry bark, hemp, and other natural fibers into paper was a closely held secret, passed down through generations of skilled craftsmen. This knowledge was a source of great pride and economic advantage for the Chinese Empire. But secrets have a way of getting out. Through a combination of espionage, trade, and the movement of people, the techniques of papermaking began to spread beyond China's borders. By the 8th century, papermaking had reached Central Asia, carried along the Silk Road by traders and travelers. The Silk Road was not just a route for silk and spices, but also a conduit for ideas and technologies. From there, it spread to the Islamic world. The Islamic scholars and traders were quick to recognize the value of this new material. The Islamic world embraced papermaking with enthusiasm. They saw the potential for paper to revolutionize the way knowledge was recorded and shared. They established paper mills in cities like Baghdad and Damascus. These cities became centers of learning and culture, with paper playing a crucial role in their development. These mills produced beautiful papers used for calligraphy, manuscripts, and scientific texts. The quality of Islamic paper was renowned, and it became a sought-after commodity. From the Islamic world, papermaking continued its westward journey. The knowledge and techniques spread through trade and conquest, reaching new lands and cultures. By the 12th century, paper mills had sprung up in Europe, first in Spain and then in Italy. The Europeans adapted the techniques they had learned, improving and innovating along the way. Europeans, too, found countless uses for this versatile material. It became essential for record-keeping, communication, and the spread of ideas. Paper helped fuel the Renaissance, making books and knowledge more widely available. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century further amplified the impact of paper, leading to an explosion of learning and culture that shaped the modern world. Today, papermaking is a global industry, but the basic process is still remarkably similar to what Kai Lun did centuries ago. It all starts with trees. Forests are carefully managed to provide a sustainable source of wood for papermaking. The trees are harvested and transported to a paper mill. At the mill, the bark is stripped away and the wood is chipped into small pieces. These wood chips are the raw material for making paper. The wood chips are then cooked in large vats. This cooking process, called pulping, breaks down the wood fibers and separates them from other components of the wood. There are two main methods of pulping: mechanical pulping and chemical pulping. Mechanical pulping grinds the wood chips into a pulp using large stones or grinders. This method is energy intensive but produces a high yield of pulp. Chemical pulping, on the other hand, uses chemicals to dissolve the lignin in the wood, leaving behind the cellulose fibers. Section 5. Bleaching and beyond. The pulp produced by either method is usually brown in color. To make white paper, the pulp must be bleached. Bleaching removes the remaining lignin and brightens the pulp. Modern bleaching processes use environmentally friendly agents to minimize their impact. Once the pulp is bleached, it's ready for the next stage of the papermaking process. It's mixed with water and other additives to create a slurry that flows like a thick milkshake. This slurry is then fed into a paper machine, a marvel of engineering that stretches for hundreds of feet. Section 6. Shaping the page. The heart of the paper machine is the forming section. Here, the pulp slurry is sprayed onto a moving wire mesh. As the water drains away, the cellulose fibers begin to bond together, forming a continuous sheet of paper. The wet sheet of paper is still delicate and fragile. It's passed through a series of rollers that press out more water and compact the fibers, giving the paper its strength. Section 7. Pressing, drying and perfecting. Next, the paper enters the dryer section of the machine. Here, it's threaded over a series of heated rollers that remove the remaining moisture. As the paper dries, it becomes stronger and more stable. Finally, the paper is passed through a calendar stack, a series of polished steel rollers that smooth the surface and give it a uniform thickness. The finished paper is then wound onto giant rolls, ready to be cut, packaged, and shipped to customers around the world. Section 8. Paper and our planet. Papermaking is a resource-intensive industry. It requires vast amounts of water and energy, and it can contribute to deforestation if not managed sustainably. But the paper industry has made significant strides in reducing its environmental impact. Recycling is one of the most important ways to make papermaking more sustainable. Recycled paper can be used to make new paper products, reducing the demand for virgin wood pulp. Section 9. A sustainable future for paper. In today's world, the importance of sustainability cannot be overstated. As we become more aware of our environmental impact, industries across the globe are making significant changes to reduce their carbon footprint. The paper industry is no exception. Many paper mills are also working to reduce their water and energy consumption. By adopting energy-efficient machinery and optimizing their processes, these mills are making strides in conserving resources. This not only helps in reducing operational costs, but also plays a crucial role in protecting our environment. They're implementing innovative technologies and processes to minimize their environmental footprint. From using recycled materials to developing new methods of production that require less energy and water, the industry is evolving rapidly. These advancements are paving the way for a more sustainable future. The journey of papermaking, from Kai Lun's humble workshop to the sophisticated paper mills of today, is a testament to human ingenuity. Over the centuries, papermaking has transformed from a labor-intensive craft to a highly efficient industrial process. This evolution reflects our ability to innovate and adapt to changing needs and challenges. As we look to the future, it's essential that we continue to innovate and find ways to make papermaking even more sustainable. The concept of a futuristic paper mill, where every aspect of production is designed with sustainability in mind, is becoming a reality. These mills will not only produce high-quality paper, but will do so with minimal environmental impact. After all, paper is more than just a material. It's an integral part of our daily lives, used in countless applications from packaging to communication. The versatility and utility of paper make it indispensable, and ensuring its sustainable production is vital for our future. It's a canvas for our ideas, allowing artists and designers to bring their visions to life. The tactile experience of drawing or sketching on paper is unmatched, providing a unique connection between the creator and their work. A vessel for our stories, capturing our thoughts and emotions in a tangible form. Whether it's a handwritten letter or the pages of a book, paper holds a special place in our hearts and minds and a vital part of our world. From the recycling process that gives new life to used paper to the diverse products we use every day, the journey of paper is a continuous cycle of innovation and sustainability. By embracing these advancements, we can ensure that paper remains a sustainable and essential resource for generations to come.